Hi, Mr. Viên. Good afternoon. How are you?
I am right. Thank you. How about you today?
I'm good too. Thank you for asking. Okay, so I guess we're good to go. Let's get started. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So now let me share with you my screen. Okay. Let me know if you can see it, okay?
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Not yet. Now I can see it.
Okay. All right, so last time we ended on this page. Yeah. So we're not yet done with sentence number 10. Okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let
that's
me
true.
read it for you, Mr. Vin. It says here, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So can you explain the meaning of this?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's a very interesting idiom. Yeah, expression. Very interesting expression. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think, of course, we make a living by what we get. Of
Mhm.
course, money, house, car, clothes, certificate, oh, anything, job. But we make a life by what we give. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah,
Mhm.
because you know that um, in my religion, Buddhism, and Buddhism emphasize on kind
Emphasize.
of
Can you say emphasize?
emphasize,
That's right.
emphasize, emphasize to giving away to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the one of important rule. That and when I was young, I didn't believe that. When I
Uh-huh.
was young, I was so poor. I didn't think about giving something to other people because of
Mm-hmm.
that we weren't enough for us. So we didn't think about to give for other people.
Mm-hmm.
But when okay, I get older, I think of
I
that.
got older. When I
I
got
got
older.
when I got older,
Mm-hmm.
I um, I I talk about that. So I began to give my donation to some charity organization,
Really?
to some uh, Buddhist temple.
Oh.
Honestly, I feel good. I feel good. Honestly, I know how valuable we are. Yet when we give something away to help other people, we recognize how valuable we are. Yeah, that's it. Really helpful. And so every year I have a budget for donation to some uh, charity organization and Buddhist
Mhm.
temple. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So it's a good thing that you are able. You have been giving what you have to charity or even foundations to be of help to those who are in need. So
Yeah.
yes, it's true. I also agree with this sentence that um, we make a life by what we give, right? So
Yes.
it's quite true. And we also make a living by what we get, all
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
whatever it is that we get from work, from our jobs, or from our studies, then we make a living
Yeah.
by them, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this time, Mr. Vin, we are going to move on to the next one, next issue. It's the second issue. It's about traffic and transportation. So this is what I want you to do this time, Mr. Vin. Please read the text. Okay?
Yes.
When you're
That's okay.
ready.
Yeah. Uh, In modern societies, cars have become indispensable. For most people, they are needed. They are needed for commuting to work, for shopping, and for leisure purposes. However, this widespread use also poses many traffic-related problems. For example, since the roads are congested most of the day, the meaning of rush hour is fast
Rush
disappearing.
hour.
Rush hours
Mhm.
is fast disappearing. A lot of drivers complain that the police are more interested in collecting money from law-breaking commuters than in facilitating the traffic flow.
Facilitating. Can you say
Uh,
facilitating?
facilitating
Mhm.
the traffic flow. In addition, as more and more demand pressures is put on gasoline supplies, and as more taxes are added by the government to regulate usage,
Usage.
price usage, usage
Mhm.
prices are rising dramatically,
Dramatically.
dramatically,
Oh, that's
dramatically.
right. Okay.
Uh, worldwide,
Worldwide. Can you say it one more time? Worldwide.
worldwide,
Okay.
worldwide. The
Automobile.
automobiles is probably the number one contributor to air pollution. The policies designed to protect the environment are expensive. So far, mass transportation systems such as subways and buses and electric or other alternatives to internal combustion engines have proved inadequate for solving the needs.
Have proved inadequate. Can you say that?
Have proved have proved have proved inadequate for solving the needs of
Conveniently.
conveniently moving large numbers of people from place to place.
Okay. Thank you so
Uh,
much for that.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now let's move on to comprehension, Mr. Vin. Tell me, what does rush hour mean and why is the expression becoming meaningless?
Oh yes. Uh, because the word rush hour means the word
Rush hour.
rush hour means uh, the time there are many vehicles on the street, so the traffic is
Yes.
heavy. Yeah. So
Yes.
and what's the rush hour means and why is the expression become meaningless? Because now we the we had traffic jam all the time from the morning to the
Yes.
evening. So rush
Yes.
hour doesn't mean anymore. You know.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say is that there's no longer rush hour. There's no longer what we call rush hour, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
All right, next one, Mr. Vin, tell me. I mean, can you explain the meaning of demand pressure?
Demand pressure.
Yes, in your own. Okay, let me stop sharing for a while. What do you
Uh,
think is the meaning of it? Mhm.
that
Demand
demand
pressure.
pressure in the article, I think it means because there are more and more people use the car, so the more and more gasoline are consumed. So consumes, and there are more and more vehicle on the street.
Consume. Can you say consume?
consumed, consumed,
Not consume. Consume. Shum.
consumed. Yes,
That's
consumed.
right. Good. Okay.
Yes. So this means that it's a cause kind of uh, uh, requirement. There are high requirement high requirement of gasoline supplies. Yes.
Okay. All right. I got it. Thank you so much, Mr. Vin. So now, okay, hold on. Let me share with you again my screen. Okay, so I think demand pressure is this one here. This is what it means. Okay, it's according to my research. Okay, so let me send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So demand pressure is the extra stress caused by people wanting something. Okay? As demand rises, it puts extra pressure on the process that help deliver and keep up with the demand. Okay?
Yeah, extra stress caused by people wanting something as demand rises, puts extra pressure on the process that have deliver and keep up with the demand. Yes, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I see it. I
All
got
all right, good. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Sorry. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Vin. So now let me share with you again my screen. Okay, there you go. So can you see the book?
Yes, I see. I see it.
Okay. So now let's move on to number 3. Question number 3. Tell me, Mr. Vin, why haven't the problems associated with automobile usage been corrected? What do you think is the reason behind it?
Yeah, the problems hasn't hasn't been corrected. Yeah, hasn't been corrected. Yeah, the problem associated with automobile use hasn't been corrected.
Automobile.
Why? Automobile, that
Mhm.
automobile. Yes, I see that. And there are a lot of things according in my opinion, there are a lot of things because in my country, now people have more and more motorbike, more and more cars,
Mhm.
and there are more and more people in city. For
Yes.
example, Ho Chi Minh City. Now there are over 10 million in Ho Chi Minh City now. And in the past, it is just about it was just about 5 million, But now after 2 decades, uh, Ho Chi Minh City population and is 10 million. So the government cannot build a lot of new roads. They, they,
Mhm.
they cannot build a lot of new roads. The road, all of the roads are still narrow or still small, but there are
Mhm.
more and more people and there are more and more vehicles on the street. So it causes traffic congestion. So it is kind of very top question to answer how the government can solve the problem. And another
Mhm.
thing, you say that if the government try to build the public uh, transportation transport system, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's a very expensive and it takes a lot of time. For example,
Mhm. Mhm.
Ho Chi Minh City government start building MRT system more
Uh-huh.
than more than 10 years ago, but now it hasn't finished. It hasn't finished. So people
It
haven't
hasn't been finished.
hasn't been finished. So people haven't be able to use it. And bus system is so bad in Ho Chi Minh City, and just a
Okay.
little bit, just few people want to take bus to go to work or from place to place. So I think the problem is some kind of very tough, and
Uh-huh.
in many prison. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you mentioned about the word. You mentioned the word expensive, right?
Yes.
So you said that it's quite expensive to um, protect the environment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Expensive, and there are more and more people in big city.
yes. All right.
Populated.
Yes. So yeah, actually you're right. The reason why the problems associated with automobile usage haven't been corrected is because um, the policies. Okay, let me send it to you. The policies designed to protect the environment is expensive. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Uh,
expensive.
yes. So I think the government does not have, enough money,
Yeah.
all right, to sustain to sustain. I mean, yeah, I think they don't have budget for the policies designed to protect the environment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now let's move on to the next part. Okay. So this time I'd like you to express yourself. So let's start with question number one. Tell me, Mr. Vin, if you were late for an appointment, would you violate the traffic rules? Yes or no? And yeah, by the way, before you answer this, how do you move around? How do you go from place to place? From one place to
Oh,
another.
in my hometown, I usually uh, move to place by bicycle. Yeah,
Oh, okay, I got it. Right. So
yeah,
yeah, oh, okay. Is your hometown a province, a countryside,
yeah.
or a city?
Just a small city, small city.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, imagine that. Yeah, maybe you have a car, right?
Yeah. Yes, I have a
Okay,
car. Yeah.
okay. So if you were late for an appointment, would you violate the traffic rules? Yes or no? And why?
No, no. Absolutely no. Because
Uh-huh.
absolutely no. Because I don't want
Absolutely
to.
no.
Absolutely no. Because I don't want to take risk. Because
Oh,
violate the law is a risky. It can
uh-huh.
cause a big problem, much bigger problem. I don't want. I
Yes.
don't want it.
Yes. So yeah, there are consequences if you violate the traffic rules. One
Yeah.
of which is that the police will run after you and
Yeah.
penalize you,
Yeah.
right?
Penalize,
And
and
will
you
ask
can.
you for a penalty. So you will have to pay for an amount an amount of money. I don't know how much
Yes.
because you didn't follow the traffic rules. So in
Got it.
order for you to not be caught by the police, then you just have to be obedient.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. So tell me this time, Mr. Vin. Were there traffic rules that you often break, or are there traffic rules that you often break?
Um. Honestly, I'm not often breaking traffic rules. Yeah,
I do
but
not often. Can you say
uh,
I do
I do
not
not
often?
often break traffic rules. Yeah, the
I do
only
not.
sometimes
Go ahead.
only some rarely when I travel on the street at night, and I go to the intersection. There are traffic light, but at that time the street was so quiet, and I didn't see anybody. Maybe I could travel. I could travel around the light, red light. You know. Yeah, I
Mhm.
didn't stop. I didn't stop at the red light. That's the only thing I could do, but it's rare. It's rare.
I did. That's the only thing that I did.
The only thing that I did, but it was very rare. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. I understand. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Vin. Oh, yeah. So maybe next time you just have to be careful so that you will be able to follow the traffic lights. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Next question, Mr. Vin. Tell me, if you were stopped by a police officer for a traffic violation, what would you do? Have you ever experienced this?
Yes. 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 I did. I did
Oh,
one time. One.
okay.
Only
What
one. Only
happened?
one. Uh,
Can you tell me about it?
it's yes, of course. It's very far ago. You know, when at that time I went to Ho Chi Minh City. It at the end of the year. You know, and
Yes.
at that time I and my friend went to restaurant at about 5 p.m. and we stayed there
You
over
stayed
an hour.
there?
I stayed there. I stayed there over an hour, and after that, I went. I ride my motorbike on the street, and when I got the intersection, and the policeman arrested me.
Oh,
I didn't know why. So I said to him, "Oh, what?" And she said that you didn't turn your light because now you didn't turn your light your light your motorbike light because now it's over 6 p.m. You know, because of when I went to the restaurant
oh,
just 5 p.m. So the law
oh,
that if from the 6 p.m. you have to turn on your motorbike light. So
oh, I
so
see.
I
Did you
forget
know
it.
about that?
I
Oh, you
didn't know.
forgot.
I forgot that. I forgot. So
Oh,
at that time, I
so what did
was
you do?
um I deal I deal with him.
Did you pay money? Did you get
Yes.
penalized?
Yes. I finally, because of that, at the end of the day, the tomorrow was holiday, and after holiday, I
The
came back
following day
to
is a holiday.
following days was holiday. So after holiday, I would come back to my hometown.
I
I
returned to my
I,
hometown.
I returned to my hometown. I couldn't go to the office in Ho Chi Minh City to pay my fine. So it was impossible for me. So after I explanation, I deal with him. I pay I paid him some cash.
You told him.
Yes, I paid him some cash. Yes, some money.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. All right. So yes. Well, sometimes we forget what the law says, and that's the
yeah,
reason why we violate some. We violate some of the rules, right? But I think we just have to keep them in mind so that we won't be arrested by the police officers.
yeah.
Okay? All right. Next question, Mr. Vin, tell me. Have you ever tried to bribe a police officer? I think basing it from your answer, I think you
Yes,
did.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Only one. Only
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's have the next question then. Tell me, how do you feel when you get a ticket? Like let's say, yeah, when you
Oh,
get a
yeah.
ticket.
Yeah, I feel that very disappointed. Disappointed.
Hmm.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why? Why do you
And
feel disappointed?
because I didn't know about that, and a little bit angry. Why? Why did I get that today? Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All
and,
right.
and of course you cannot feel happy, or you cannot
You
feel
wouldn't feel
satisfied.
happy. You
You
wouldn't feel happy or satisfied.
Yet you wouldn't feel satisfied or happy in that case.
Yes, right. Okay, let's have the next question, Mr. Vin. If you knew you were only going to be some place for 10 minutes, would you pay for half an hour of parking or just park illegally?
Yeah, I think that's the case in some big city or in modern cities. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think I would obey the laws. I will pay
Okay.
if I will pay for
Okay.
half hour of parking. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Because parking illegally will put you in trouble, right?
yeah, in trouble. Yeah,
Yes, the police, if the police officer finds out about it, then they're gonna penalize you and you will have to give, you will be fined and you'll have to pay for it and it will, it will take your time, it's gonna act, you'll have to sacrifice your time, your effort, you know.
yeah,
There are
yeah,
lots of things that you should do. Okay,
yeah,
well, next question, Mr. Vin. When do you take the subway?
yeah, yeah. Uh I went to Singapore sometimes. Yeah. So I usually took subway in Singapore, and
I usually take subway in Singapore, or
yeah,
I used to take the subway in Singapore.
yes, it was a really it's a really a good we call in Singapore people say MRT. MRT.
Oh, same thing here in my country.
Yes, it's a very the good one, and it's a very convenient. Yeah, and we can go everywhere by sub MRT in Singapore. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Thank you so much for that.
Mm.
So, how about the next question? Can you see? Can you still see the book?
Yet I no, I don't. I haven't seen the your book, but I have my
Okay.
own.
All right. Here we go. What about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, next question, Mr. Vin. I guess this would be the last because we no longer have enough time. Tell me, when do
Yeah.
you take a taxi?
Yeah. Often when I go to Ho Chi Minh City, I usually took taxi to go
Take. I
from
usually take.
place. I usually take taxi to go from place to place. But now I love to take Grab. Grab.
What's that?
It's a kind of Uber. 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 It's do you know? I think there Uber in your country.
Oh, I think I already know it. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Why do you like to take that?
It's a little bit more convenient. You don't
Oh,
need
okay.
to pay cash. You don't need
Yeah.
to worry about the money you had to pay for the driver, because that is already you can know on the apps.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, so there you go, Mr. Vin. It's already time. So I guess this is all for now.
Yeah,
So we're gonna continue on Tuesday and
yeah.
we're gonna start with question number 9 before moving on to opinion samples. Okay?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess this is all for now, Mr. Vin. So thank you so much for being with me again today and see you next week. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. See you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you again next week. Yeah.